So this organisation, Defend Our Juries, who actually arose originally because the activists were being taken to court over their sabotaging of arms factories, the juries were very sympathetic. And so the judges were being told to tell the juries, I guess being directed by who knows who, but one can only imagine, to tell the juries that they could only judge on the facts and they weren't to take any other arguments like genocide is a bigger crime than sabotaging equipment into account. And somebody protested outside the courthouse with a sign saying, as a jurist, you can vote with your own conscience, which is actually on a plaque outside every single courthouse. It directs jurors to vote with their own conscience. And she got arrested, and then this group evolved around that, actually. So the first time they did this action I was doing a fast for Gaza, actually, outside Parliament, and that was in early July. There were 25 people because 25 people to represent the original Filton 25 who'd been arrested for sabotaging the planes. And the second time they did it, I think there was it 50 the second time, and then 500, and then this time's 1,000. And now they're calling, if the law gets upheld, because there's a judicial review in November, if the law gets upheld, they're calling for 5,000 people next time. And they're getting people because people like us, ordinary just Joe Blows, I know Naomi and myself, I don't know about Chris's history of being activists, but I just consider myself an ordinary everyday person, are so incensed about what they're doing. So I went this last weekend, on this Saturday that just passed. I have to tell you, I have faced arrest. I've never been arrested because I've never felt that was part of my activism, but I actually felt the point was to get arrested. So it felt like an important thing to do. And they had asked us, the organisers had asked us not to wear any additional signs, but I felt it was really powerful to also say, I am the daughter of a Holocaust survivor, and I oppose genocide. So I had that around my neck, and I had the same sign that Chris described. That's what they're asking everybody to write. I oppose genocide. I support the group whose name I won't say. His name you can't say. And so I was literally in the middle of an interview, and a witness pointed out to me, actually, I wasn't even holding the sign. I was actually standing with my Holocaust descendant banner, and my sign was on the ground because I was in the middle of an interview. So I actually think there might be a legal challenge, a basis for a legal challenge tomorrow. Wow. But the time I was literally mid-sentence, and suddenly this horde of police, because they were sending quite a lot of police because there were lots of people around kind of yelling and pushing, and that wasn't really meant to be part of the action, but people get angry. And then I was literally stopped mid-sentence. But the worst, I have to tell you, I will say, as an Australian, I find the British police incredibly courteous, polite, and kind compared to Australian police. And I've even been on a demo in America with a gun pointed at me. So, I do think the British police are pretty good, really. But so the guy I had was like a comic cop, he's cracking jokes and everything. But as they surrounded me, my bag was about 2 feet away from me, and I said, please bring my bag. And that was really upsetting because as we were driving to the police station, which was miles and miles and miles away, it took about 2 hours to get there, I realised that not only did I not have a book or my glasses for reading, I had no house keys to get back into my flat. And that was the worst thing, really. Somebody had found my bag. I got a message through from somebody that the bag was there. But I was then kind of sitting in my cell thinking the worst was I wasn't worried about the arrest because I was so worried about if I got released at 2:00 in the morning, how the hell was I going to get into my flat? So
they wouldn't let you get your bag?
He said so I was actually in the middle of an interview with Navarra Media, so it's all on film. And I said, my bag. And the police officer said, don't worry, we'll pick it up for you. And they didn't.
Wow.
That was
Wow.
really
It could have been worse because, as you know Haim Rashid Zabner, I'm sure, and he was not allowed to even have his medications brought to
Yes.
Right.
him, and he's
That's
someone who
right.
deals
Vietnam.
with
Yeah.
multiple
Yeah.
medical issues.
Yeah.
So it's really horrendous. We
Yeah.
actually have the video of what happened to you. Let's take a look,
Right.
and then we will turn to you,
Yes.
You're
Naomi.
the daughter of a Holocaust survivor. You're here in this protest, what the government regards as a nest of terrorists. How do you feel about that?
I'm deeply distressed by it. I mean, I'm nearly 68 and my father was a Holocaust survivor, and I've studied the Holocaust quite closely, and fascism takes many forms. But, you know, one thing is what's going on in Gaza, which is heartbreaking, and many Jews like me disagree with even having an Israeli state. We're not Zionists, but our voices don't get heard. And I think we often get objectified, you know, like all Jews think that. And actually to present our voice like that is anti-Semitic.
I'm sorry, I'm just under arrest
In which
at the
we
moment.
could somehow be heroic. I'm the daughter of a Holocaust
Are
survivor.
you going to today? What's your bag? Where's your stuff? I'll get the officers to get stuff. If you walk out of us, we'll get everyone taken. Okay, you don't have to say anything, ma'am. The question, I'm answering a question. I've got anything you maybe. I've got to go to seconds back.
Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you!
Ready, Grace, lift!
Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you!
Actually express my democratic.
Shame on you!
So they actually carried you out. So did you at that point drop in an act of civil disobedience?
Yeah,
Is
I
that what
did.
happened?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did. And I knew I was going to do that. I've done it before, and I
Sure.
felt quite relaxed about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's remarkable, isn't it? Just as you were saying, and suppressing these voices is
Right.
anti-Semitic. In came the cops
Right. They wanted to show
to
instead of
suppress
tell,
your
as you
voice.
say. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. They
Exactly.
were trying to make your point for you. Yeah.
Yes. Well, they did very well.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, I must say I was very shocked to see your film, Carolyn, because I was actually quite close. I saw your bag on the ground. I was one of the people saying, why haven't they taken her bag? But I hadn't realized until I saw the film just now that they came in and picked you up and took you away without the preamble that everybody else I saw experiencing, and was the case myself. Excuse me, madam, I see you're holding a sign saying you support Palestine action. You realize what that implies. And then, you know, everybody would give their own explanation as to why they were holding that sign. And they'd say, okay, well, that is an offense and we're going to arrest you. And then most of us had agreed in advance that we would go floppy. We would not cooperate. I mean, some people did because they physically were unable to do that and allow themselves to be carried. But more than 500 people did what you saw Karen do and what I did. And so that's quite shocking that Karen was treated in that particular way.